Okay, and we are live. ¿Qué tal, amigos? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with this evening's live stream, 7:35 p.m. It is on mainland Spain, 6:35 p.m. in the Canaries, and today is the 20th of August, and wowee, the month of August flying by. Today we're going to look at some of the main stories that have caught my attention in the press here in Spain, some comments that have been left on the channel in recent times by viewers, and then we'll also go into the chat section and check out what's happening in that chat section today. Straight into the news and an update on the terrible murder yesterday, or on Sunday, of an 11-year-old boy in the province of Toledo. I'll say the province, it wasn't in the capital city, it was in the province of Toledo. A young boy, unfortunately, losing his life, stabbed to death, and the culprit, or the alleged culprit, has been caught. As we can see here, the alleged killer of the 11-year-old child in Morocco, Toledo, has been arrested. Civil Guard officers have arrested a 20-year-old man as the alleged killer of Mateo, the 11-year-old boy who was attacked with a sharp object this Sunday in the town of Morocco, Toledo, while he was playing soccer with other children. This has been confirmed by the government delegation following the search of 2 homes in the town by the Civil Guard, who are still searching for the weapon in the local canal. The alleged perpetrator is not a resident of the town, but his grandmother and father did have a house there. According to the EFE agency, the suspect reportedly changed his clothes at his grandmother's house, although it is unclear whether this happened before or after the crime was committed. He was arrested at his father's home. So there we go, the alleged killer being caught by the Civil Guard in the same town, not a resident of the town. Apparently he lived there before, father and grandmother having homes in that town, so obviously a family connection to the town, but a resident of the city of Madrid was this young man, 20 years of age, I think, as we saw there, and he's also been found out to have mental issues. He has psychological issues, apparently, bipolar, schizophrenic, I think, is what the terms that they're using here, and 70% disability because of that mental health issue, this gentleman. So that's what the talk about is today. But unfortunately, this story got ugly over the last couple of days as certain groups of people on one side of politics, we all know the side of politics that they are on, with their hate messages, and they spread these hate messages all over social media, trying to link the death of that boy in Toledo with some type of racist hate crime. And unfortunately, they were wrong. And now the fortunately, they were wrong. The prosecutor's office will investigate the hate messages on social media against migrant youths following the murder of the child in Morocco. The prosecutor's office will investigate the false and hate messages against migrant minors that have appeared on social media following the murder of an 11-year-old boy in Morocco, Toledo last weekend. Sources from the PPO office have confirmed they are studying the legal and criminal significance of certain messages spread in recent days, mainly through social media, which generally criminalize foreigners for disseminating false information. Additionally, the prosecutor's office points out that these messages are specifically directed against minors without family in Spain, with the deliberate intention of inciting feelings of hatred, hostility, and discrimination among the population towards them. Sound familiar? Well, the same thing went on here in Spain the other day with, as I said, these far-right groups spreading this information on social media. The person that was arrested, or the person that has been arrested, is a Spanish nationality. So these messages, clearly hoaxes in order to work people up, in order to get them onto the streets, like what happened in another country recently, and just basically to create havoc amongst the society, thinking that people that are coming to this country, whether they be unaccompanied minors or youths or other immigrants from other countries, being blamed wrongly for these crimes on social media. And it's something, in my opinion, that needs to be regulated, that people can just put out any type of information on social media with no checking at all, and they have big followings, and they stir people up, and this is the issue, and they tried to do it here with the death of that boy, and it's a shame. It is an absolute shame that this type of thing is happening, and these people are behind it. What are the reasons, are the questions? I've got no idea, other than to stir up hate and create havoc or chaos in society. I reckon. Let me know what you think in that chat section or comment section with regard to this, because it's disturbing what's going on. Next piece of news here, and Prime Minister Sanchez is to return to Mauritania given a 126% increase in migrant arrivals to the Canary Islands. What's coming is worse, somebody is quoted as saying, coinciding with the surge in the arrival of boats to the Canaries and forecasts pointing to a hot autumn due to the increase in illegal immigration by sea. The Prime Minister will embark on a tour from August the 27th to the 29th through Mauritania, Senegal and Gambia. The visit to the main countries of origin along the Atlantic route taken by those trying to escape Africa in search of a new life is the first official event on Pedro Sanchez's agenda after the summer holidays. Moreover, this will be the second time in 6 months that Sanchez travels to the Mauritanian capital, Nouakchott, I think that's pronounced, not sure, in a renewed effort to address this crisis. In February, he did so alongside EC President Ursula von der Leyen, where they committed to disbursing 200 million euros from Spain and another 210 million euros from the EU to try to reduce the crossings to the Canary Islands and to make investments in job creation in one of the main points of origin of these migrations. So obviously that money, not sure if it has arrived yet, whether it's having an effect, but what's coming apparently is worse with people coming from these countries, in particular Mauritania, Senegal and Gambia, to the Canary Islands, which are facing a huge crisis at the moment because there's nowhere to house all of the people that are coming in boats from those countries, and others, of course, through that Atlantic route. So we'll see if Mr. Sanchez can sort it out the second time around. I doubt it. Next one here, and Barcelona removes more than 57,000 graffiti tags in 6 months. The anti-graffiti brigade of the Barcelona City Council has carried out more than 57,000 actions in 6 months to clean 138,000 square meters of graffiti in problem areas of the city. The council has renewed the initial results of the contract for removing graffiti, stickers and similar elements. This contract was launched in January, and for the first time also includes the facades of heritage buildings and urban furniture. The council is proud of the return achieved through a change in methodology, which is based on selecting 360 priority streets and spaces in Barcelona due to their density of use, population or recurring vandalism. Since this year, the brigade visits these areas every 4 months. Many of them are major arteries in Ciutat Vella and the Eixample, so efforts are focused on areas where neglect could be more visible. So Barcelona deciding to clean up graffiti there, 57,000 tags being cleaned, and probably just a matter of time before they come back again. With these graffiti taggers that are prominent here in Spain, not only in Barcelona, but in most places you visit, you see these graffiti taggers, people that for no other reason just walk around vandalizing urban property, whether it be furniture, buildings or heritage buildings, as we saw there. They don't care if the building's been there for 500 years. They'll tag it because it's their right to do so in their tiny minds. Now, comment, first one here from Anders. Hey, I'm from Sweden, but I live in Torrox Costa since 1 year, or 1 year ago, for the last year. And it's the same here. During the summer, it will take you 1 hour to find a parking space, and the line to the pharmacy even stretches out through the doors. Same in some of the supermarkets, chaotic during June, July and August. The rest of the year, this is a very nice place though. Thanks, Anders, for that. And yeah, it's a problem in many coastal resorts here in Spain, or coastal cities or towns that are very quiet for 9 months of the year. But come those warmer summer months, like down there in Malaga, Torrox Costa, the place that we saw yesterday, I think Torrevieja, going from 100,000 to 400,000 in the month of August, and it puts a lot of strain on the initial or on the existing infrastructures there, the services that people have. And today on the news, many parts of the country, people complaining that the medical services are stretched during this month as well, that locals can't get hospital appointments or doctor's appointments because they're all taken up by tourists that have flocked to their towns and cities. So people are up in arms about this as well, but it's been going on for years, nothing new. I remember going to Malaga many a year ago, a place called Rincón de la Victoria. In winter, great, no problems at all, but in summer, forget about trying to park anywhere close to the city centre. It's just impossible to do. And everything 3 or 4 times busier than it normally would be. So it's a way of life in these coastal towns, and people either get used to it or you do what somebody in the comment section said that they do, and that's get out during the month of August. They I think this person said that they leave around the 13th or the 15th of July, come back in the beginning of September, and avoid Torrevieja during the month of August. And can't blame that person at all. Another one here from Peter. I don't know about Torrevieja, but where I live here in Casada, it is absolutely heaving. In my 23 years living here, I have never experienced the amount of people. They are here from all over Europe. My only thought is that normally they would be going to Greece and Turkey, even maybe the Dead Sea. But because of the war over the Western Mediterranean, they have decided to return to Spain. There we go. Casada is another town in Spain that is seeing its population doubling or tripling or quadrupling over the summer month. Absolutely heaving, says Peter, and hasn't seen anything like it in 23 years living there. So well, the good news is that it's the 20th of August today, so it should be a bit quieter come September. Let's hope so, at least for the locals in these towns, because I can imagine it's an absolute nightmare. One here from Chip. Spanish people love to double park or triple park, especially next to bars. Yeah, bars and pharmacies, in my experience, Chip. People like to park as close as they can. A lot of people don't like to walk. They think that walking is something that only poor people do. And the rich people or the middle class like to park their car out the front if they can, so that they have the convenience of being able to hop straight in and not having to do that pesky walk back to the car, not knowing that the exercise is probably good for them. But it's an issue. Double parking, triple parking, basically because people either can't be bothered looking for a park or they don't think that there's one close enough for them, so double parking is the option. And I imagine in those coastal towns that we've been talking about, not only would you get double parking, but people parking on top of the sidewalks or parking in places where they shouldn't be parking. So parking an absolute nightmare in many parts of Spain, unfortunately. But, it's just something that you have to put up with. And, in my opinion, I don't mind walking. If I can't find a park close to where I'm going, I park a fair way away, or not a fair way away, but wherever I can find a place to park and just walk. I've got no issues with walking, but some people obviously do. Another one here from Howard. Hi, Stuart. I enjoy almost all of your videos, but I have to take issue with your criticism of motorhome owners. Most will use their in-house facilities, but as always, there is a small minority who misbehave. The real culprits are motorists who foul laybys in beauty spots. Likewise, dog owners don't always clear up the mess left by their beloved pet. Thanks, Howard, for that. That is true. Dog owners are also culprits of not picking up their dog's excrement and things like that. And I had a crack at not necessarily motorhome owners, because I understand that motorhomes are just that. They might have some type of toilet facility or shower facility on the motorhome. But in Portugal, I've noticed a lot of vans rocking up, just like, these Mercedes type vans or these Volkswagen type, well, not even Volkswagens, but I think Volkswagen type vans they are. Not Beetles, but the type of vans that I'm talking about. And other type of vans that don't have any facilities at all. And these people are, cruising around trying to follow the surf. They're inland surfers. They come from places like Madrid or Toledo. They've got their surfboards. They've done a surf camp. They hit the coast and they want to feel the breeze in their hair in the morning when they wake up. And again, they don't have toilet facilities on their little vans. So where do they go? I ask myself. And a lot of the times they just go wherever they can. And that's the issue for my dog, who sometimes likes to dig in to that type of thing. So you have to try and keep her away. So it's a real pain, and these are getting more and more frequent as the years go by. But a lot of camper van owners, as pointed out there by Howard, don't do anything wrong, other than sometimes park in spots where they shouldn't for maybe too long. And of course, but it's these other types of vans, these people that just have, normal type of vans, 5, 6-seater, 7-seater vans, turn them into sleeping units, and away they go on their holidays. But anyway, that's my gripe for the day. One here from Cindy. Hola, Stu. I wish more people would bleep out nasty words. Cursing and swearing seems to be the only language some people know. No respect. Yeah, thanks, Cindy, for that. Obviously not in favour of people swearing on YouTube videos, which is why I normally beep the swear words out. I don't want to come across with bad language a lot of the times. Another few people said, we don't care, just use any word except for the C word. The old see you next Tuesday, don't use that, of course, but other words, other swear words you can use, like the F word or the S word and things like that. But I reckon I'll continue beeping them out, Cindy. So thanks for your input on the topic. One here from Carrie. For the unsatisfied coffee drinkers, you're probably having torrefacto coffee. Google its history and find another bar to try. It's not all roasted that way. Okay. Thanks, Carrie, for that. Yeah, I understand that not all coffee is roasted like that, but the majority of places, at least here in Madrid, are using the old torrefacto. Unless you go to a specialty coffee shop or somewhere that uses a decent blend of coffee, a more natural blend, but the old torrefacto is the drink preferred by the majority, I would say. That's what people are used to drinking here. I personally don't like it, but again, that's just me and my opinion on coffee. And if I can get a decent cup of coffee, I'll look for it. And the places that I do go to now, places that I have been to, tried the coffee, like the coffee, go back for the coffee to avoid the bad places. So thanks for the comment there, Carrie. And but as I said, I understand that not all places have torrefacto, but the majority, in my opinion. And Larry, I like the coffee, the Spanish coffee brand Candelas, which is served in several bars and restaurants I go to on La Palma. However, I agree that torrefacto coffee is simply horrible, and many places serve that. They do. And that brand of coffee that you mentioned there, Larry, the Candelas brand, sort of comes across as a I'm not going to say a luxury coffee brand, but a high-end coffee brand. You go to some fancy restaurants and they'll be serving the Candelas coffee, natural blend, of course, and it is a decent brew. A decent brew is the Candelas coffee. So if you see it in the bar or restaurant, you can be guaranteed to get a decent cup of coffee. And as I said, some places that I do go to have had that brand of coffee. But the majority, unfortunately, not. Unfortunately, not. And I don't know whether it comes down to cost or whether it's just because people don't complain. Because as I said, they're used to drinking the old torrefacto. But for me, no. Now, into the chat section I'm going to go in just a moment. Before I do, I'm going to put the like icon on the screen. Currently at 48 likes. So if you hit that like button below, please do increase the amount of likes if we can before the video comes to an end. Interaction is always good. People that have supported the channel in recent times through the YouTube, what's this here? The YouTube membership option. Thank you very much for that. Greatly appreciate your support. Other people that have supported the channel through the super thanks. I think there's a couple of them this evening, so I'll get to those in a minute. People that have bought me a coffee, and longer-term supporters on Patreon, thank you very much for that. And also people that if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. You'll see the button below the video also. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so. And also the notifications button to get a little bell whenever I post a video. Ding, ding, it will go off in your phone. And also social media. You can find me on Instagram at Spain Speaks, Twitter as well, Facebook. I am there, posting more on Instagram currently. So check those reels that I'm putting up out. So thank you very much for supporting and following. Now into the chat section. Let's go there quickly. Let's see what's happening. I'll just scroll up. Let me see what I can find here. Super sticker from Upsticks down there in the Malaga region, I think, is Upsticks. And if you're looking to move to Spain, Upsticks, I think the business is helping people with their bureaucratic issues, if you like, getting the residency sorted out and all those things. So look up Upsticks if you're planning a move. Another one here from Andrew, £10, I think this is. Thanks, Andrew, for that. Have a nice bottle of wine or a few beers. Thanks for all your hard work keeping us well informed. Thanks, Andrew, for that. I will do. I'll buy a bottle of nice wine. Hopefully the weather will cool down a little bit, because at the moment to drink red, she's a little bit warm, but maybe a nice white maybe, or a nice couple of beers. Thanks, Andrew, for that. Andrew's also saying hello in the chat. Hope I'm having a good start to the week. Checking in today from a nice day, London, southeast. Thanks, Andrew. Barbara coming in from the Playa Flamenca. Hoping all is well. 30 there today. Degrees Celsius. Pamela coming in from San Juan down there in the south of Spain. Erica coming in from the east of Spain, Terrassa to be exact. Still muggy and sky is overcast. Hope the week has started in a good footing. Thank you, Erica. Thanks for that. TOL coming in. Not sure where he is today. San Diego. There we go. Gets around, does TOL, I'm going to say. Bit of a globe trotter. Sunny and 24 degrees Celsius. Home for 2+ weeks. Thank you, Al. Janet coming in from Oxford. They're in the UK. Valued member is Janet. Good to see you, Janet. Excuse me. Richard coming in, also a valued member, coming in from North Yorkshire. Still warm, but had a few showers. Looking forward to getting back to Malaga. Just over 3 weeks to go. Another regular Spain visitor is Richard. Heading down to Malaga. Renan coming in from Los Angeles, California. 123 coming in from Ireland. Just read about the boy being killed on the football pitch and the updates. Yeah, I gave the updates 1, 2, 3. Check those out if you didn't watch the start of the video. But turned a bit nasty with all of the hate messages on the internet, claiming that the perpetrator of the attack was an immigrant youth trying to stir up hate and violence on social media, trying to get people onto the streets, as we saw in the UK a couple of weeks ago. But turned out to be a young Spanish boy, 20 years of age, with mental health issues. So they got it wrong. Thankfully, they got it wrong. High Flyer, evening all. Hope all is well. Thanks, High Flyer, for that. Good to see you. Sips coming in from Benalmádena, where I imagine it's warm. Dave, the Madrid correspondent again, I think is Dave, back in town. Not sure. Let us know, Dave, after a couple of days up there in the north of Spain, the cooler Spain. Mary's coming in, wishing everyone a good evening. Larry coming in from Cabo Blanca, Arona, Tenerife. I think we saw a comment from Larry, did we not, about the coffee? Stephen's in Torrevieja, where it's busy at the moment, I think. No, back in London after a week in Torrevieja. Cloudy grey glare of North London after a glorious week. Thanks, Stephen. Hope you're getting on okay after getting back to the UK. You get over your post-holiday depression, as many of us go through. Not sure whether it's your case, but it can hit. Ted's asking for likes. Thanks, Ted. John coming in from San Diego. Sunny Calgary. Sergey's coming in there from sunny Calgary, Canada. Janet, social media seems to be out of control, an out-of-control monster at times. Yes, Janet, unfortunately, I use the word unfortunately. Internet, as we know, has a lot of good things. It has a lot of bad things as well. But the way information spreads on social media, especially erroneous information, which is put out deliberately by certain people for political gain. I've got no idea why it's done. Maybe to show that they have some type of power, being able to control the masses. I think that's one of the cases as well. Saw an interesting interview with somebody on, I can't remember the exact site, but very interesting, the people that use the social media to control the masses by basically disseminating hate and all of these things and getting people worked up. And they can do it because there's a lot of gullible people out there that like to believe these type of people. We've seen it all throughout history, and some of the comparisons that were made were terrifying to see. Some of the comparisons that this person made with what happened during the 1930s, for example, in a Central European country, where people were able to be convinced that something was going on, and it was nasty what happened. And basically these people are using the same techniques, but through social media, not necessarily gathering hundreds of thousands of people in a square, which is what would have happened in the 1930s. Now they just put out a tweet or a telegram message. Yes, it's a shame. Kim, they are a disgrace, Stu. Hopefully this sort of hate speech will be dealt with quickly. Yeah, I think it should be. The person, one of the people being blamed for this is now a member of the European Parliament, believe it or not. Tagging the Picos also. Really, Dave? Graffiti in the Picos, they're tagging the mountains. Again, how low will people go? Tagging nature. Bring out the gruer, the tow truck to tow those vehicles away. Probably a good idea, but you don't often see the old gruer. The old gruer spends a lot of time in the garage, except for when there's things like football games on and parking becomes an issue. But normally the old gruer municipal, you hardly see it. Welcome back, Stuart. Thanks, Renan, for that. What else we got going on here? What else? Let's have a look. We've got Todd coming in from East Texas. G'day, Todd. Good to see you. Philip coming in from a sunny London. Erica, thanks for the short video on Pontevedra. Took Erica back a few years ago when she visited that part of the place, that part of Spain, of course. Alex saying, of course, the simpletons went straight to blaming immigrants. That's how Farage convinced millions of Brits that their lives would be much better without the EU. Yeah, same type of message coming out here the other day. Anybody looks for the opportunity. Of course, when the police don't announce, of course, and why should they announce what the suspected nationality of these people are? They do that for a reason also, but of course that leads to speculation, and that's also not a good thing either. And because this information spreads so quickly on the internet, anybody who's had a video go viral or has a lot of supporters on the internet, not my case, but you can see some people have millions and millions of followers on Twitter, and as soon as they put those messages out, they're seen by a lot of people and spread to even more people. So yeah, it's a worry. And Ivor, hi Stu, been 34 degrees Celsius in Malaga today with about 50% humidity. A bit sticky, to be honest. I can imagine that is the case. Sticky Malaga. Now that's the end of the live stream. The chat has come to an end. I'll wrap it up. It's been a pleasure as always. Back again on Thursday. More regular content coming out tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. I'll see you all again in the live on Thursday. Hasta luego. Hasta entonces. Adios. Bye-bye.